so much things was going on in my life anyway, but somehow, actually, I met Sam at college, and meeting Sam at college, he told me about this ministry. But when Sam told me, I thought, oh, that sounds a bit scary, actually. I wasn't quite ready for the supernatural. Then I met Jennifer. The amazing thing is I met Sam, then I didn't see him for a while, but I started my job and I met Jennifer. And Jennifer was in the same ministry as me. I said, no. So anyway, I didn't say nothing to Jennifer. One day she was talking about the ministry and she never invited me, so I just said, oh, where's this church? And then anyway, I ended up going with her. From the minute I started, my life was transformed. And then we started fasting, and I have a very strong hold with food. I love food. I love food so much. When Jennifer told me we had to fast, I laughed at Jennifer. I said, no way am I fasting. No way, it's not happening. But the Lord just took hold of me and I started fasting. And while I was fasting, so much things happened. I just forgot to take, I just didn't think about taking my tablets. I didn't even think about my illness or anything I was going through. Then I found out some months later, but I didn't, you know, I stopped taking my tablets and I had nothing wrong with my eyes. Yeah. And actually I forgot to go to the doctors every month.
Hallelujah.
You know, my condition, I completely am healed from this condition. I can tell you this. And I have to go back to Moorfields Eye Hospital and get the evidence. But also this fast has been an experience, a journey for all of us, because me, Jennifer, Sheila, Sybil, we all travel in the car together, and that is an experience. That's the ministry continuing. It's just amazing. In Carlon and Katie, because the anointing is it's there. What I have to say is that when I started this prayer, as soon as I started reading it, I realised the power of God. You know, my body started tingling when I started to read the prayer. Now, a part of my condition was I have nerve disease. My toes, I had 3 dropped toes. My toes were dropped. It was curling over. Now, if you go to the hospital, they'll tell you it could never heal because you can't regenerate nerves. But I realised that when I was saying the prayers, power was happening in my foot, and my foot has started to uncurl. Glory to God! I was kind of embarrassed with my toes because they're dropped. And you know, I actually went to the what do you call it, the shop and they said to me that, you know, okay, we've seen that it's dropped toes and there's nothing you can do about it. I understand because I did a bit of physio and I did health and nutrition, so I studied these things. And my toes is literally dropped forward, and the nerves has always been affected, but it healed. And I remembered when I was praying, I was saying, you know, like we had to bind the strong man, and I was talking to my foot, and I realised that it was trembling and something was going on. And then I hadn't realised, but just a couple of days later I realised, you know what, the prayers that I've been doing, it was an anointing, and I realised that while I was doing it, I was being delivered, I was saying my prayers.